Hey fam, Master Coach G. After 50, mind, body, soul. And in today's episode, we are going to dive into how to boost your immune system naturally. Okay, we are 12 days away from autumn, and I only know that because it's my birthday. September 22nd is the first day of autumn, and it's time that we start to look at how to keep our immune system strong as we go into the winter months. We know that there's going to be flus, viruses, colds, all kinds of things out here, so we want to be prepared. So that's what we're talking about in this episode. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the inside. Here thriving after 50, and today we are talking about how to boost our immune system naturally. Yes, we are talking about how to boost our immune system naturally. So welcome to this week's episode. We are going to get into some simple facts, science-backed ways to feel your best, okay? Because we know that we are approaching a new season. We're going to go into autumn/fall, and then we're going to get right into the winter months. And that is going to be before we get there, though. Before we get to autumn, before we get to fall, before we get to winter, what we need to focus on now, right now, in September, is how to boost our immune system naturally. Because we don't want to wait until the winter months come and then we have all these viruses and flus and all these other things out here. Then we got to fight to build up our immune system. So we're going to talk about how to keep our immune system strong naturally. There's no gimmicks, no quick fixes. This is just practical habits that will work. I promise you they will work. Okay. So how to boost your immune system naturally. This is the place where we cut through the noise and we talk about real practical ways for you to stay healthy naturally. Because you know I'm a all natural type of gal, and I don't believe in all that stuff that they have going on. I don't do flu shots. I don't do COVID shots. I don't do any vaccines whatsoever. And I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying I don't put any type of pharmaceutical drugs into my body. Because one, I don't know what's in it. I don't trust it. I don't know what type of reaction or side effect that my body will have. Okay. I know that, they give you all these statistics and all that stuff, but hey, my body is different from everybody else's, just like my thumbprint, nobody has the same body type or immune system. So I do what I need to do to make sure that my immune system is healthy. So that way I don't, catch colds or viruses or flus or anything of that nature. So in this episode, what you're going to see is, which is one of the things that you always see, because this is the foundation, the pillars. And we're going to cover four of the pillars, four of the 6 pillars that I always talk about, because that is what health is. And when you talk about, being healthy and staying healthy, these 4 pillars are the foundation to wellness, okay? So let's start with how to boost your immune system. And I know that it's really underrated. I realize that because you don't hear many people talking about your immune system. But your body does major work while you're sleeping. So sleep is the first pillar that we're going to talk about. So your body performs repair work, if you will, while we're sleeping, okay? Everything that we use during the daytime, our body has to go back and make sure that it restores itself. Our liver, our pancreas, our lungs, our kidneys. And while we are sleeping, that's what our body does for us. And that's a good thing, okay? It includes strengthening our immune system. Now, sleep is one of the most important keys when it comes to our immune system, defense system, okay? Because when you look at it this way, it's like your body goes to war for you. It is your mechanism. It is your defense system in order for you to stay healthy. Sleep is number 1. It is so vital. So what you need to do is to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. Now, I know people say, oh, no, I'm good on 4, I'm good on 5 hours. Well, you may feel okay on 4 or 5 hours of sleep, but your body has not fully recovered, has not fully restored, has not fully repaired the organs that you use during the day. So even though you may feel well, which, and I don't even know how you can on 4 hours of sleep, because I know I can't. I can do 4 hours of sleep, but I am definitely not functionable at my optimal limit. So I would say aim for 7 to 9 hours, because when you're consistent, you cut out the concerns of your, one of the concerns of your strengthening your immune system. Okay. Your immune system fights hard to fight off infections every single day, even when we're not aware that our body is fighting, our immune system is fighting for us. It is fighting for us. There's things that's in the atmosphere that we can't even see. There's things floating around right now in your face, in your nose, in your eye range, in your, that can affect your immune system. But our immune system fights for us every single day. It fights off infections that we don't even know about. So yes, sometimes, we have to realize that going to bed early is a good thing. I know that when we were kids, we used to say, oh, when I become a grown up, I'm not going to go to bed early. Well, you know what? I used to say that too. And guess what? Now, 8:30, 9 o'clock, really, my body is so adjusted to waking up at 3 a.m. and by 8 p.m., I'm ready to go to bed, But it's good for my body because it goes through the process of restoring itself during that time. Now, here is number 2, which is another pillar that I always talk about, which is our nutrition. Okay. Think of your plate as the first line of defense. Okay. Now, we know sleep is number 1, but what you put on your plate is number 2. Okay, we need to be consuming whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean protein, healthy fats. This is what gives your immune system the nutrients that it needs. We get the vitamin C, we get the vitamin D, we get minerals like zinc, and we need that. Our body needs that to help our immune system to stay strong and to function properly. Okay, and of course, don't forget your probiotics. We get that from our yogurt, fermented food, because gut health has a deep connection with our immune system. Actually, most of our sicknesses usually start in our gut. So that's why we got to pay attention to what we need. Now, on the flip side of that, too much processed sugar actually suppresses our immune system. So eat, several hours, of course, before you get ready to go to bed. Cut back on the sweets, the sodas, I know sometimes you want to have that, you got that little taste for something sweet, I recommend that you make yourself a smoothie or something, throw you some fresh fruit in there, get you some protein mix and throw in there, and that will definitely kill that craving for something sweet. And, it helps your waistline too when you stay away from all that junk food, the processed food and the sugar and all that stuff, okay? Now, let's go into number 3, which is another pillar that I always talk about, which is exercise. Movement is very, very important for our immune system. When you see people that are overweight, 9 times out of 10, those are the people that get sick quickest because of the immune system cannot fight off whatever it is. It's just like the colds and the flus and the variants and the COVIDs, because I see that COVID is back on the rise again. Exercise is another key. It is a key. Regular, moderate activity helps your immune cells move through your body effectively. Okay, so it's like getting in your car and you're going to the store. We want to have our cells moving through our bodies efficiently so that they can do what they need to do. Okay, and that's why movement and exercise is important. Okay, now I'm not saying you got to be extreme. Yes, I go to the gym 5 days a week, and I'm not saying you got to go to the gym 5 days a week. What I am saying is take you a brisk walk 30 minutes, walk outside your door, walk 15 minutes in any direction, and then come back and you just walk 30 minutes. If you can do that every day for at least 5 days a week, your goal should be 150 minutes of exercise a week. That's not much. 150 minutes, okay? Again, you don't have to do what I do, go to the gym. You can do, and of course, strength training is good for you. It's definitely good for your bones, but a brisk walk, cycling, yoga, strength training, all those things work, but, don't overtrain and don't push yourself too hard, but make sure you're getting your rest, but this will definitely help to build a stronger immune system, okay? The goal here is balance, okay? You want to have a balance between your sleep, what you eat, your exercise. Now, here's something else that we definitely got to pay attention to because it definitely affects our immune system, which is stress, okay? Stress management. I can't stress that enough. Okay, chronic stress keeps your body flooded with the cortisol, and over time, that hormone suppresses your immune system activity. Okay, it's one of the biggest silent sabotagers of our health. Yep, stress. So stress management doesn't mean that you have to spend hours meditating every morning, but what it does mean is that you do have to be aware of when you are going into stress mode. You have to be aware of that, because it can be as simple as 5 minutes doing some deep breathing, journaling for those who like to journal, or just even talking to someone that you know that you can trust. But the stress, it's got to go. It's definitely got to go. We got to get outside. So get outside, take a walk. That always helps you to relieve the stress. Get outside in the fresh air, around the trees, in nature, and focus on that part of it versus what you're stressing over. And you'll see that it will definitely help, and it will actually help you to reset your whole mindset, okay? Now let's talk about another pillar, which is hydration, okay? Let's not forget the water. Staying hydrated helps carry the nutrients to your cells and flush out the toxins, okay? Now, I know a lot of people don't like water. It doesn't have any taste, but our body absolutely needs water. Our organs need water. Our body needs water. Our cells need water. That's the only way we can flush out those toxins. And of course, I drink a lot of water. I go to the bathroom a lot. Yep. But guess what you're doing? You're doing your body a favor. You're flushing out the toxins that your body doesn't need. So, yes, water is very important. Even mild hydration affects how your body functions. If you're dehydration, even a mild case of dehydration can affect your body, okay? It affects your body's function. It's just like sometimes if you're dehydrated, if you get a headache, it's probably because you're dehydrated. If you're drinking because you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated, okay? So keep a water bottle nearby. It's a simple, powerful habit, okay? Our body needs water. Our immune system needs water. It helps to flush out the toxins and keep our cells moving throughout the body the way it should. That's why it's so important, okay? So we need to pay attention to our sleep, the food that we're eating, getting some exercise in, our stress management. These things are so, so important. And of course, the water. You should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, for easy math, if you weigh 100 pounds, you should be drinking 50 ounces of water every day. That's half of your body weight in ounces. That's what you should be consuming every single day, okay? So finally, here are some natural helpers, that will help you to support your immune system, okay? Because I'm an all-natural type of gal, so I do the natural things to keep my immune system strong. Garlic is always in order, always. Garlic, ginger, turmeric, for classic reasons. Echinacea has been studied for a healthy immune system too. Okay, and of course, like the fermented foods like the sauerkraut, Greek yogurt, those things have good bacteria and it's good for your gut health. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are taking care of our gut health because it plays a major role in our immune system. Okay, so to wrap up here's the bottom line. Boosting our immune system isn't about chasing the latest supplements or miracle cure. It's not about that. It's about consistent habits. Okay, that's the reason why you hear me talk about the 4 pillars all the time, but there's actually 6, which is the mindset, your habits, your eating habits, your exercise, your sleep, and your water intake. Those are the 6 pillars. You hear me talk about 4 of them all the time. Okay, but consistent habits. Okay, sleeping well, eating real food, moving your body, stress management, drinking your water, that adds a natural boost to your immune system. That is the natural way to boost your immune system. There's nothing wrong with supplements. I take my supplements as well. However, doing it naturally. So let's say, right now you're not in a position to buy supplements. Sleep, what you eat, exercise, and hydration. You can do those things. They don't cost you anything because you're going to sleep, you're going to eat, you're going to walk, you at least walk. You get up every morning and you get in your car and you go to work so you can walk. And those things are definitely going to help you. So, make smarter choices. Okay, set yourself up to have a healthy immune system because again, we are going into the winter season and COVID is already back on the rise. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and work on our immune system right now. We don't need to wait until December. We don't need to wait till October or November. We need to do it right now today. So that way, when that time comes, our immune system will be strong. We got to make sure our cells, our gut health, and all those things are in order. Okay? So that's what I have for you today. I hope this episode has added value to your life. If it has, please share it with someone that it may be a benefit to. Also, subscribe to my channel so that every time I drop a new episode, you will be notified. But before I get out of here, as usual, I got to say thank you to my listeners around the world. I'm thankful. I'm grateful because God said that we should reach the 4 corners of the earth. And guess what? I'm doing just that through my podcast. And I hope that this information has been a blessing to you. So thank you for listening here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia Federation, China, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Bangladesh, Ukraine, Kuwait, India, Hong Kong, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Barbados, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Japan, Netherlands, Pakistan, Indonesia, Portugal, Singapore, Peru, and we just added some more. So I appreciate each and every one of you all listening. Thank you so much. And if I did, I believe I did say the Netherlands. Thank you so much for listening and joining me here today on Thriving After 50, Mind, Body, Soul. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level.